Saturday morning.
You put that under here?
How's your ride?
Pretty solid.
You like gonna get a dirt bike now or what?
Yeah, I'll get a lot of workout. That's for sure as well. How come, I don't understand how motocross isn't really a fucking sport. Like, or how is it so hard? Like, the bike does all the work. Oh, like it's like you just jump on it and you ride it. You ride it.
James!
Like you just jump on it and ride it.
You ready for this? Hey, check this out.
Oh, what'd you do?
See over here? Look down there. Oh, this disconnected itself.
Yeah, that's not important, right?
Oh, it's not super important.
Yeah.
It greased everything nicely all around there.
You still have 3 wheels.
Yeah, now I'm like a Can-Am,
Is it
three-wheel drive.
It's hard to see.
The cage exploded. We were out, I was taking Vestito's Razor virginity, and we got to the bridge really well, and then we were on our way back, and I was just like, whap, whap, and like, I hit it, whap, around the corner, let off, whap, and it like pulled me. I'm like, what the heck? So like, I throttle it hard, and it's like, it pulls to the side. I'm like, what the heck? Hit it again, pulls to the side. I'm like, that's weird, let off, and it pulls to the side. Like flat tire, right? So I get out, I check my tires, walk around to I'm like, all the tires are good, right? I'm like, what? So I check this axle, and like, it's fine, right? I'm like, kids, I go there, it like moves, right? I'm like, oh man. And we were just heading back to like, go all real crazy again, right? So
She busted.
So I drove it back in one-wheel drive for the most part until I got to the mud, and then popped her into 4. And now she's 3-wheel drive. So we're gonna pull out the rear axle there, and we'll just go on our ride today and take it easy. And we'll just go in 3-wheel drive. We'll have it in 4 all day, so the front wheels will be pulling. Or we could pull both rear axles and have our first front-wheel drive Razor ever. How funny would that be?
Front-wheel drive.
Yeah, Razor.
The little Honda Civic.
Then we can
Eric's
take the Geo
car.
out. Yeah, we take the Geo Metro out.
Oh man. Ah.
That's one messed up axle. Slow. What the heck? Yeah, slow. Slow and steady and you're good. The rear end's gonna drop down in a sec. Going up it this way is impossible. Me and Brian tried that for like 30 minutes. He rolled his machine over almost. I lost it. There we are.
Hey Julian, what'd you do? Broke stuff?
No, just opened the window for upgrades.
You made room for new axles.
Yeah.
Let's see. So what are you gonna do?
Take it out.
Take her out, eh?
Yeah, we don't have a spare axle.
The old 3-wheel drive, huh?
We don't have a spare one, so we're gonna drive around like Can-Am owners and 3-wheel drive all weekend and try to keep up with Razors. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out the rear driver's side axle, because it's broken. It looks like the cage exploded. So yeah, it looks like the cage and the axle, I'll walk here later. Looks like the cage and the axle that carries all the little balls has cracked and exploded, and that takes pressure off the balls and allows the axle to flop around. So it's just been flopping around here as we drove back, so we're gonna pull it out here.
Yep.
So it looks actually like I was wrong when I said the cage exploded. It seems like the axle itself, the shaft twisted, it torque twisted. You can see the spiral there, and the piece of shaft is still left in the spline in the cage. And if you look at the axle, you can see it's broken, and you can see it's twisted. That little, I'll wipe it better. You can see that there's a point here in the middle. You can see that there's a rotational twist in the shaft, and then it snapped in the middle when it just couldn't flex and rotate anymore. So the shaft itself twisted, and the wheel didn't move. The shaft did, so it broke. So you can see there's a nipple here, and the swirl marks that show you it's a torque brake. So the reason this axle blew isn't because the cage shattered. Usually it is the cage that fails on these, we find. However, in this case, it was a material failure on the axle shaft itself. It couldn't take the torque, probably from the boost spike, from 0 throttle to full throttle, and it literally just twisted and snapped it at what it found to be the most stressed or the weakest link, which is where it went into the splines. Maybe something wasn't machined right, maybe there was a defect in the shaft material, maybe the axles just need to be a little bit stronger. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get that axle replaced with another OEM axle for now, until I decide what kind of HD axles I'm gonna run or what I want to do in the future. So what we're gonna try to do is we're just gonna try and do a trail fix here, and we're gonna pull it out of the tranny and hope that we can just keep going. What we need to do is over here, we need to leave the stub of the axle inside the spindle assembly so that it can support the bearing. We can't remove that. So since it's broken here, it's actually really done a good job. It's preventing us from having to break it out. So this joint broke, so we just leave that joint in the wheel. We remove this. So we're gonna jack up the razor and see if we can get a little bit more play here. Worst case scenario, we'll have to unhook the radius rod. Oh. Okay, gotta take the wheel off.
Going down the creek?
In order to remove the broken axle, we need to remove the wheel, remove the bolts from the spindle assembly that connect the radius rods, as well as the rear brake caliper. So you can see all the grease splashed around there from the boot ripping off. Now we'll see if we can get the axle. Okay, let's take that off. That's an 18. No, I skipped that in this cheap set. Doesn't give me an 18.
If you look in the back of my razor,
Yeah.
there's a bag of tools similar to that.
That's probably one. You don't have an 18 either. You still have 17.
I might think I got
Just the socket doesn't fit.
18 and 19.
A wrench?
Yeah, in the back of my box, there's a toolbox.
Now? Brad might.
I got it. I'm just gonna take the caliper off. 18. Look at this fancy tool.
Ford paid for this.
Oh yeah? Yeah, nice of them.
You'll need a 19mm to remove the wheel on a RZR 1000 or an XP Turbo. You'll need an 18mm to remove the bolts from the spindle that connect the radius rods in the rear, and you'll also need a 15mm to remove the caliper in the rear. In other model RZRs, some of those sizes may not apply. I'm listing the sizes for a 2017 Polaris RZR XP Turbo.
I don't know how much it's gonna give me to do this with that line there though. I gotta take the caliper off regardless.
Yep. You gotta go.
I'll just Loctite when I get home.
You got Loctite?
Go for it.
That's what I have to add. I had my truck, I had Loctite. There's no Loctite?
Take both the radius rods off.
Here you see me removing the 18mm bolts for the radius rods, and then you'll see me remove the 15mm bolts for the rear brake caliper. Never directly strike the threaded surfaces of the bolt.
Always respect your tool. And your
So
friends'
use someone
tools.
else's if you're gonna smash them.
Shirts off, boys. Shirts off. Shirts off. Tail skin out. Tail patrol.
Once you remove the hardware for the radius rods and move them out of the way, and remove the caliper, you'll have access to the axle so you can pull it out.
So now we can try and pull the axle out. Ta-da! She gone.
You got something to plug the hole with?
Don't need to, it's closed system.
You know
Made for this,
buddy.
yeah.
Do that if you broke that on a Can-Am.
No, I don't think the rears are like that.
You
I think it's
sure?
only the front. No, I'm not sure.
I think it's all both sides.
Well, I'm glad I don't have a Can-Am then.
You break an axle, you're done.
It's like a Civic, you're puking fluid everywhere.
Yeah.
Good.
That axle.
So now we're just gonna put it all back together without the axle in.
When pulling out the old axle, first push it all the way in towards the transmission so it bottoms out. Then pull firmly towards yourself. Make sure it's straight and make sure you pull hard and straight.
Okay, last bolt. Or last nut.
When you pull on the axle, the shaft is going to move towards you. Once it contacts, that force should release the C-clip inside the splines.
What? Oh yeah, I'm pretty much done. So all you're gonna do now is put your wheel back on and torque it back on and you should be good to go.
Once everything's reassembled, double check all the nuts and bolts, make sure they're torqued to specification, and torque the wheel once the RZR's on the ground.
Oh my god, it looks so weird. There's something missing back there.
Those new air axle.
My air axle, yeah.
So, quick and dirty repair.
Yep. Out with the old, in with the nothing. Hey guys, thanks for joining us on another trail ride. We're just out here, it's a beautiful Saturday in Northern Ontario, and we're doing a bit of riding with our two buddies, RZR Dave and Brad. Brad's in a 2015 RZR 1000 XP, and Dave and I are both in 2017 RZR XP Turbos. So we're just out having a scenic cruise today. I'm only running around on 3 axles because, as you'll see in the other video, I broke an axle this morning. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. It really helps us out, and hit that like button.
we've explored maybe like 5% of this area, and that's just the general area, not like what's an hour away.
Dave's been riding here for over 30 years.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Oh man, it handles so weird.
Yeah, it's only 3-wheel.
Yeah. The engine braking's really weird. It's like spinning me out almost. So later on in the video, we'll show you a little clip of how much having a broken rear axle or a removed rear axle actually impacts the handling dynamics of a vehicle like this. And what you need to do to compensate for it, or more or less what you need to watch out for. Oh, this is going to be a beauty here.
A nice
if
lake
you look to the left, yeah.
How's the ride so far, Brad?
Better than walking.
Yeah. If you look over to the left here, we got a beautiful lake.
Flowing out in there, yeah.
So guys, make sure to leave us a comment. Let us know what you like about the videos and what you think we need to improve. We're just kind of figuring out this vlogging thing. So hopefully the videos improve as we go along. With your feedback, I'm sure they'll improve much faster. Wicked. Wow, it's awesome back here.
There's a lot of stunning sights to see everywhere, just off the trail, or anywhere you look really. Every time we stop, we find something new. The engine braking feels really weird with only one rear axle.
Oh.
The trails up north here are really mixed. They go from really high speed, pretty smooth trails, to gravel, to slow crawling around, to mud holes, everything in between.
So while you guys are watching the video, drop a comment down below and let us know what kind of control arms and radius rods you're running on your RZRs, or what kind of suspension setups you're running on your Can-Ams, if that's what you run. Because I'm trying to decide what to go with for aftermarket front arms and rear radius rods. So some feedback from you guys will be good. You know what kind of riding we do, so let us know what's going to hold up with the abuse.
Most of these areas would usually be pretty dry, but due to the wet season we've been having, there's excessive water everywhere.
Wow, this is a nice section here.
One huge benefit to all the rain is definitely how vibrant it's made everything look in the forest. Everything looks so alive. It's stunning.
Oh, this thing's freaky.
Let's stop here and jump.
Cool, you can see through the water. You can see all the...
Hey, I'm Adrenaline Junkie. And this is a Razor Dave.
How you doing?
Who's that? Can we call him Razor Brad yet?
Sure.
Too
Well, now we can. I own one.
And you've driven
It's
one now.
officially in my name.
This is Razor Brad.
Razor Brad. Razor Julian.
Yamaha. What do we call it?
That's how I have all you guys in my phone.
What, right? Razor
Julian, Razor Dave, Razor Cam, Razor.
No Razor James.
That's weird. It's strange. Everyone seems to be driving Razors now.
Even the guys that were driving YXZs that kept blowing clutches.
Yeah.
This one's an automatic, so he knows how to drive it.
Yeah.
Oh! There. It's cool, eh?
And attitude. I mean attitude, yeah. The best attitude.
There's a whole lot of water.
Yeah, that would feel real nice now.
Stop by the creek on the way back, maybe take a swim.
We stopped again.
Yeah, I noticed.
I'm in no rush to get back to camp.
Razor Dave's always a little more fun to ride with when he's on edge. Seems to help him find the throttle.
wasn't that bad. Yeah.
Watch this on acceleration. Acceleration. See that?
Yeah.
That's a four-wheel drive.
You can feel it pulling.
Yeah, okay. It pulls bad under acceleration. One more time, watch this. This is like a quarter throttle.
Yeah.
And that's with the front wheels engaged.
Pushing it over.
Yeah. Okay, so the axle on the driver's side rear is the one that's missing because it broke earlier. Oh yeah, there. Whoa. Yeah, like once it starts pulling, it just goes. Let's try it in just one-wheel drive. Oh man.
Yeah, that's
Watch
nice.
this, watch this. With the, oh, I'm steering with the rear clutch. It's a skid steer. No hands.
Steer by throttle.
It's a new thing. It's for people that don't have arms. Four-wheel drive. See, it has to wait a bit. It won't engage the 4x4 until you drop below a certain speed. And your foot can't be on the throttle. Are they racing? Are you racing? Hold on. This is a nice section of trail too, leading up to our ride camp. Brad's right behind us in the XP1K. He's got a stack of Rigid Industries light bars on that thing. He didn't cheap out, he went with the nice big bucks pieces. Those things light up the sky at night. They're great. Like, I mean, they're more expensive, but the quality and the light output is just out of this world.
So a cool little fact is, we actually have to drive our trucks, cars, trailers down this main access road to get to our hunt camp. Part of it is a groomed, gravel, maintained road, and the other 2/3 of it is an actual trail. There's no actual road leading up to our ride camp, so just getting in and out is a lot of fun in the trucks and in the cars, and it adds to the atmosphere a lot. It's really cool.
Thanks for watching, guys. We're glad you joined us on another trail ride adventure here in Northern Ontario. We had a blast, even with 3 axles. We still did pretty good. The RZR pulls a little bit, like you'll see in the video, but like you saw in the video. But generally, it still does well.
Most of the trails that you see us riding here up north are trails that are ATV accessible in the summertime and snowmobile accessible in the wintertime. There's a huge network of snowmobile trails in this area, and that's why we're lucky to have so many ATV trails around here.
I paid $3 for this selfie straight, and I trust it. With my $500. Oh, it cracked! We got a little wet. Oh yeah,
So, you thought the riding was done? Nope. We went out cruising again after we got back from the store, and I was just testing out Dave's Razor and seeing how good it worked with the Bikeman tune in it. And the belt did not like that. So one of the golden rules is, if you break it, you have to fix it. So we always carry spare CVT drive belts, especially in these big, powerful turbo machines. Blown belts is just part of life.
You could hit it.
There's a big.
Yeah,
There's a belt.
It didn't
Rip it out.
grenade. I don't want to damage it.
Rip it out.
You want me to? Yeah, we're fine. I think we're fine.
It's not
That's it.
important.
It didn't wrap. Yeah, we had to wrap.
Sweet.
Out.
Let's take it off and put a new belt on, then we're all back to normal.
I heard
again.
it.
So the reason Razor Dave was happy there is because when we removed the broken belt from the case, it had just snapped in half. It hadn't wrapped itself around the clutches and caused any collateral damage. Sometimes things can get a little messy when the belts blow.
I'll shine the light on this.
She gone.
She banged.
She went boom.
She banged.
That's on.
I'm glad it didn't go into like.
Oh, I love seeing it like that. That's so much better than how I've seen it.
No, usually when I blow
When
them,
they blow on a
blow in
sled,
million chunks.
They look like hair.
Yeah. Oh, and it wraps in the secondary as it like expanded. It's so bad.
Yeah.
You gotta take the spring out to clean it.
New belt, 400 kilometers.
Oh, guess we should have.
We're out of
filled it.
gas.
Filling up the generator.
Our cabin is powered off a generator, so what you see there is it's time to refuel. And obviously we're repping the Polaris generator here.
She's dry.
So here you see us pulling the case off the CVT. Still expose the clutches. The primary is the clutch near the front of the vehicle, and the secondary is the bigger one near the exhaust there. Now you're going to need to grab the L-shaped threaded tool from your Polaris toolkit that came with your machine.
Oh, Julian, there's no in anywhere.
Leave that there.
Oh, there's a
Piece
chunk.
here.
If you're gonna blow a belt, blow it that way.
Here, you want this piece? Wow, look at that.
Smile. Take a piece of it.
You're good, look.
Yep. Oh, she's hot.
Ooh, let that cool down.
Is that one hot
It's
too?
tight,
Oh
man.
yeah, it slipped a bit there. Yeah, that's why. It didn't groove it though.
No, it's fine. Now,
Okay,
if
that
you
I
put
get
that low right now, it wouldn't move. This is connected to the gears inside the transmission, okay? And it's supposed to float. No, that's normal.
Greener. That's what makes.
Yeah, because once the belt's in it, it doesn't do that. Yeah.
It needs to have that, right? That's
So the arm bone's connected to the shoulder bone.
So this
shoulder
is
bone's
connected to the crankshaft of the
backbone and the
engine.
backbone. So
Carry a spare
Yeah,
belt,
no.
and if you want to
Not
carry
so
your belt
hot.
safely and you got a food saver, be like Razor Dave and food saver your belt.
You know what I'm doing, Julian? That's it. They sell a blower kit.
Yeah, the
putting it in.
blowhole.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's $300. You have a temp gauge on your dash,
Inline blower.
and
Alba
it's got an
Racing
inline
and
blower.
that
Fucking.
No, the gauge is separate.
It's like a turbo fan inside your clutch intake to blow it through and exhaust. Oh!
nice. Thanks, Terry.
A's ain't cheap, those ones. Whether it's my fault or his, I'm making him change it because he said he would. he said I'll change it, so I said okay.
We gotta separate the secondary, right?
Yes. So we need.
Is there a tool we use?
Yep.
Hang on.
There's two of those though.
Yep. Either will work
What do
because
we
you're
do?
pushing on the helix. We just need
One of those screws.
we need a screw. Hang on. It'll be like an L shape.
Okay. Oh, it's in the kit for the tool kit.
For your belt.
It's the same as like a chain. It's like a chain.
Brad, take notes because you're gonna need to learn. You're a proud new Razor owner. You better watch. Watch the video.
So here you see us spreading the secondary clutch open using the L-shaped tool that comes in the factory Polaris toolkit that comes with your Razor from the factory.
Or he needed a belt on the Razor. That's what, because he didn't wipe out. I know he didn't
I
wipe out.
can't believe this whole thing's powered by a belt.
It's not though. It's
Well, it is.
it's not. Yeah, but it's not what you think.
It's like a snowmobile. That's exactly. Isn't that the same setup as a snowmobile?
Yes.
Okay, so
No, you're right on that.
So the whole thing is basically powered by a belt.
Julian's.
Right?
Ah, do you know how many times I've done this on the
Is
trail?
it the secondary
I'm
first?
watching. No.
Or the first.
You could do it either way.
Because I had it on the primary.
Here's what I would do.
Yeah.
I would go on the primary first, pull it over the bottom of this, and then roll it over the top.
Oh, like spin it around.
Yep. Because this is can free spin, right?
Let me get it.
You gotta stick it in the. Once you get it in there, here, turn the clutch. Turn the primary. Yep. It'll fall in. It'll suck the belt in. Yep, like that. Yep.
No, I've seen the
And go
Polaris
like
guys.
that.
Man, you rotate it,
There
right?
you go. You got it.
So as you just witnessed, replacing a belt is pretty easy on our Polaris Razor. It's something you can easily do on the trail with just one special tool and then an 8mm ratchet to get the belt cover off.
She's done.
One of the worst parts of this job is just finessing the cover off the clutches and then putting it back on. If you're at home in the garage and you don't feel like messing around with this, then the easiest way is just to undo the lower shock bolt, and then you have tons of room in there because you can just move the shock out of the way. When you're snugging the 8mm bolts up on the CVT case, make sure everything's aligned well, make sure that seal's in there in the right place, and make sure you don't over tighten this stuff, it's just plastic.
Watch out for this thing.
On its own.
So with the new belt in, everything seems to be working just fine. We take the Razor on a quick little test drive just to make sure everything's okay.
Cable, and she's sitting beside me, and she's talking, and the dog's licking my face and everything. She's like,
Hey guys, it's Adrenaline Junkie. Thanks for checking out our videos. Make sure to check out our channel and subscribe for more action.